Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
So please join Glenn Beck and other like-minded individuals on the platform. And this one as well, if you would.
Wow, that was a convincing promo, am I right?
Got a new promo guy there? Of course, I don't even know if that was heard by the rest of the world.
Yeah, it was. That
was
one
it?
was. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Mm-hmm. Good, because it's good. That's good.
These are staggering numbers.
Glenn TV is where conservative values.
But once we started saying, no, you don't have to agree with our principles,
meet in-depth journalism.
The whole thing fell apart. Why? To destroy the Western way of life. That's why.
Join Glenn Beck and other like-minded individuals on the platform you built, Blaze TV.
I don't know, that just kind of hit me weird.
Yeah, no, me too.
Join Glenn Beck and other like-minded individuals.
Coming up tonight on PBS.
That may be the new intern AI.
I wonder.
Oh, yeah. Mr. AI.
I'm pretty sure it's AI. Man, a lot of stuff. A lot of voiceover work right now being done by AI. I get a lot of science things in my feed, space. And it's almost all AI. And you can tell because of the screwy way they pronounce certain words, the inflection, the accent aigu, wherever they put the accent on a word. So, and I think they're the ones. I think it's AI that pronounces methane. Jeez, that drives me out of my mind. It's made up of 75% methane. It's methane. All right. But welcome to AI. Is it going to be a good thing or is it going to destroy the planet? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It could go either way.
I think this is just the greatest meme since you mentioned that from this weekend that I saw. Let's see. Yeah, okay, here we go. John Connor watching y'all make friends with AI. I said, if you don't get this, we can't hang out.
That's good.
That's so good.
Yeah,
you gotta
I like that.
Go watch The Terminator, y'all.
That is good. And it's true. I mean, look at what we've... Of course, it doesn't mean just because of the movie that we're going to go that direction.
The trajectory is there, Pat.
But, yeah, there might be something to it. Well, more waste, more fraud uncovered by DOGE. Gosh, some of the expenditures that amounted to another $700 million in foreign spending. Crazy. Things like $10 million for Mozambique voluntary medical male circumcision. I'm glad we're not forcing it. I'm glad it's not involuntary.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you want one, we got the $10 million put aside so that you can go ahead and, if you're in Mozambique,
right?
We can't guarantee Canadians will get a free circumcision, but $9.7 million for UC Berkeley to develop a cohort of Cambodian youth with enterprise-driven skills.
End quote.
What? $2.3 million for strengthening independent voices in Cambodia. $32 million to the Prague Civil Society Center. $32 million. $40 million for Gender Equality and Women Empowerment Hub. They don't even say where that hub is going to be.
Such an ambiguous word.
$14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know.
We're not supposed to.
I don't know. $486 million to the Consortium for Elections and Political Process Strengthening, including $22 million for inclusive and participatory political process in Moldova, and $21 million for voter turnout in India.
India, I don't care if you show up to vote or not.
Wow.
Just as you're reading through this, because you're only just scratching the surface of this list.
Right.
As you're reading through this, just think, as prosperous of a nation that we are, just imagine how great things would be if all of this money that we're just burning into private accounts, it's not even going for this stuff, if it was actually pumped back into our country.
Yeah, right. $29 million to strengthen political landscapes in Bangladesh.
What?
We all know. How many times have we spoken about how weak the political landscapes are in Bangladesh? Over and over. Well, this should strengthen them with another $29 million.
Okay.
How about $20 million for fiscal federalism in Nepal? $19 million for biodiversity conversation in Nepal.
No.
You can't just start a conversation. That they need $19 million.
I will talk about anything.
Wow.
For $19 million.
$1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali. $2.5 million for inclusive democracies in Southern Africa. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Are they having problems with their learning outcomes there? I thought they were doing pretty well education-wise, but now they'll do even better with an extra $47 million from you. Congratulations. $2 million to develop sustainable recycling models to increase socioeconomic cohesion among marginalized communities in Kosovo, Roma, Ashkali, and Egypt. And again, just scratching the surface there. But that's what our tax-paying dollars have been going to. Isn't that great?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw a meme this weekend. You own a store. Your store gets robbed. Elon looks at the video footage of the robbery and tells you who did it. Now you want to arrest Elon.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what's been going on. Did you see Cherelle Crow, in fact, sold her Tesla because of President Musk? She's upset that he, I guess, is looking into the books.
New car for her now, huh?
No, she sold her Tesla.
That's what I'm saying.
She's probably got a Ferrari or something in the garage.
She decided a change would do her good.
Yes. But she also says that because of the dollars being frozen to NPR, she's going to donate. Well, good. That's exactly what should happen.
Amen.
If you like NPR, you donate to it. Not me, not taxpayers. Private citizens can waste their money on garbage anytime they want to. Go ahead. You probably have plenty of disposable income. Dispose of it for NPR. That's great.
Cool.
I don't want to. Also, the sheer hysteria over DOGE is so bizarre. As you just made the analogy, I mean, the president appointed someone to look over the books. It's a government audit that's taking place right now. Why is that a bad thing? Because you're a flaming liberal. What? You want government to continue to waste your money? And you want this massive, crushing debt to continue for all time?
Yeah, it makes sense now. When AOC said you just pay for it, now we know.
Right.
Okay, now it makes sense.
You pay for it. That's no big deal.
Yeah, the only thing missing from her line was USAID will pay for it.
Man.
Yeah.
Also, the third thing there with the Cherelle Crow situation is somebody better check on Elon today. I bet he's beside himself because she sold her Tesla. That had to hurt. I'll bet that cut him to the core. Huh. He may not even be able to continue.
Hate to see it.
If somebody could look in on him.
I am excited that Elon has stopped the funding that the Southern Poverty Law Center has been receiving from USAID.
Gosh, yes. Yeah.
So they went to put a full-page ad in the Washington Post saying, fire Elon. And the Washington Post is like, nah, I don't think we're going to run this, but thanks.
Wow.
I mean, the tide. It feels like it's turning. But, boy, you talk about a scam job. It's the Southern Poverty Law Center.
Oh, man.
The fact that they were getting money from us just
insane.
Makes it even more enraging. Yeah.
It's insane. Had a lighthearted moment with the president. President Trump and the Marines over the weekend.
I like this. Did we ever find out, Chris, what he handed him here?
Yes, a presidential challenge coin.
Oh, I thought it was a 50 to go have a good weekend. Oh,
it's better than 50, bro.
That's cool. That's so awesome. You know those guys are just relieved that he's the commander-in-chief. Oh.
No doubt.
How cool.
No doubt. Such a difference. What a difference a month makes. Just 4 weeks now since the inauguration, and
it's already felt like a lifetime because it's just been that incredible of a ride.
It is amazing. Whew.
And I want one of those coins, President Trump. I have one from Obama. I need one from Trump.
You got one from Obama?
I was in his security detail.
Oh. Huh. Really?
Did he pass through a gate? Sorry, Jeffy's not here. So
cool. He must have passed through a gate? Is that what happened? And that's where you got it?
No, he passed through an intersection before the gate.
Okay. All right.
Wow, that's cool that you got that. I mean,
that is cool. It's really cool.
How limited are those? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know how many they make, but I know only the president is the one that hands them out.
Nice.
Very cool.
And he hands them directly to
this one, he handed it to the Secret Service because he could not leave the beast.
I'd spit on that then. Yeah, because that's not the same.
You're right.
You want it directly from the president.
Same.
No, it's not
but
the
I
same.
still got one with him.
So
that's kind of cool.
Honest question, though. How many people do you think ran security for this event that you were a part of? Any idea, roughly?
I don't know.
And I'm not trying to diminish this because it's very cool. I don't have a presidential challenge coin, but is it just like this big box that he just sits down and he's like, here, pass these out to the security? See what I mean?
I hope not.
And
I hope not.
Okay, sorry, I'm not trying to ruin your...
He withdraws that question because now it's minimized it in your mind, and that's just really... So just disregard the last minute and a half.
I'm really
All right?
sorry. I don't mean to bring you down. You know what I'm saying? Hey, did you see this? Was great. Speaking of Donald Trump and Elon Musk and all the money we're saving, we may be banning the use of food stamps for purchasing junk food. I thought that was already a thing. No?
No. I think
what?
I think alcohol and cigarettes are about the only things. I think they banned those, right? A long time ago. But junk food? Yeah, I think junk food's okay. Soda, candy bars.
Oh, boy. Well, Robert Kennedy's going to be in there real soon.
Yeah.
Take care of that.
Yeah. There might be a lot of things banned. Jeez. But about the last 4 weeks that have been so eventful, here's just 1 week from last week. Here's what happened. Just a few of the things. Gulf of America happened, right? On his way to the Super Bowl, flying over the Gulf of America, Trump signed the proclamation declaring Sunday, a week ago yesterday, Gulf of America Day. The White House also banned Associated Press from the Oval Office and Air Force One after the outlet refused to start using the name Gulf of America. President Trump imposed 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum imports, calling it a big deal and the beginning of making America rich again. Shares of steelmaker U.S. steel and aluminum producer Alcoa surged in response to the announcement. President Trump also directed his administration to review every country individually to determine reciprocal tariffs, meaning that, like he said, if you charge us, we charge you. Same number. You charge us 10%, we're going to charge you 10% back. Seems to make sense, but it's going to be some tough going for a while if all of this takes place. So he said, the United States is one of the most open economies in the world, yet our trading partners keep their markets closed to our exports. This lack of reciprocity is unfair and contributes to our large and persistent annual trade deficit. That's true. He spoke to and met with several foreign leaders. Last week, on Wednesday, he had a lengthy phone call with Putin, in which they agreed to begin negotiations around Ukraine. Zelenskyy just said, anything they come up with, I'm not going to be, if I'm not a part of it, we're not going to consider it. But they also talked about the Middle East, energy, other things, agreed to visit each other's countries. Interesting. Spoke with Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. They discussed defense, trade, investment, mineral supply chains, and concerns about China's aggressiveness. On Tuesday, he had King Abdullah II of Jordan at the White House. Talked about, obviously, Gaza. On Thursday, he had Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the White House, and they held a joint press conference. I think we played some clips from that. The U.S. will increase military sales to India by many billions of dollars, he said. And the countries will work together on semiconductors and AI and make India great again. I guess they're really huge fans of his in India. They love him. And they actually talked about selling the F-35 stealth fighter to him. I am opposed to that. I don't think we sell or give or in any way provide our fifth-generation fighters to anybody, friend or foe. Those need to remain with us and us alone. That's just my thought.
Well, as I've said, when World War III comes, our most important ally is going to be India.
Yeah.
And boy, I mean, just look at where they are geographically.
As long as they continue to be an ally. Yeah.
They're getting cozy economically with China.
They are.
And they're geographically close there. They have a huge population base.
I think Trump's going to change that, though.
That's what I'm
he's changing
hoping.
that.
And,
they love him.
Handing them some F-35 technology would go a long way.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think that's a step too far. As far as DOGE, of course, we've talked about some of what DOGE did last week. They are on the job. Then we got the hostage release. We'll talk about that in a while. Jeez. Some other moves. He signed an executive order to end the irrational campaign against plastic straws. Love that. He also continued his overhaul of the John F. Kennedy Center. Became the director of the John F. Kennedy Center.
He's got nothing going on. Serve on a board.
Got several of his nominees confirmed, and we might get one more hopefully this week with Kash Patel. They are going to vote on that, right? Full Senate this week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me check the date on that.
So we'll see. But things going really well. That was 1 week, and that barely scratches the surface of what happened last week. All right. Well, how well do you sleep at night? Real peace of mind comes from knowing that your family is prepared for virtually anything. My Patriot Supply, America's most trusted name in emergency preparedness, is offering a limited time discount on their best-selling 3-month emergency food kit. This isn't your typical survival food. Every kit provides over 2,000 calories and 100% of the recommended value of 12 essential vitamins and minerals daily for 90 days. I mean, not only that, but this is delicious food. It's not like, well, if you're really hungry, you'll eat a stick with some dirt on it. You don't need to do that. And I don't know if that's really true. I've never been hungry enough to eat a stick with dirt on it. But you don't need to when you're prepared. And 3 months will get you through virtually anything. If a crisis lasts longer than that, we're on the verge of Armageddon anyway. So, but you don't want to wait till the shelves are all empty and the crisis is on us. And, this week in Texas, I'm pretty sure that the store shelves are going to be cleaned out because we've got a storm or at least cold coming. Is it supposed to snow too?
Icy Tuesday night, Wednesday morning.
Okay. So we always, they clean out the stores when that happens. But be prepared for any eventuality. Emergency food kit includes free shipping, disaster replacement warranty, and a 24/7 U.S.-based customer support team. Special discounts available for only a limited time, so visit preparewithpat.com, and secure your family's future with a $100 discount. If you order by 3 p.m., $100 off. They'll ship your order within the same day, too. So you have peace of mind right away. Go to preparewithpat.com.
That gray is unleashed.
All right, so tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, it appears that the FBI vote for Kash Patel in the full Senate is scheduled. So
tomorrow.
5:30 p.m. tomorrow.
Love it. Mm-hmm. Why so late in the day? Just so we forget about it by the next day? If they go the wrong way?
I'm sure there's a reason.
We're not going to. We're not going to forget about it. All right? But also, President Trump signed an executive order on the COVID vaccinations in public schools. Remember
So any schools that require students to be vaccinated with COVID-19 shot, then there's no more federal funding. So.
Okay. All right.
I love this. I love this.
No more federal funding for schools that insist your kids have been vaccinated before they can come to school.
In a COVID
and
vax,
there it is. Yeah, COVID vax.
And listen to this.
Okay, that solves that problem.
Solves that problem. Next.
Oh, man. Oh, wow. Yeah. Fox News has a count of 64 executive orders. I've heard it's more like 300. Have you guys heard the number of executive orders signed so far?
Look.
It's several. I will say that. Quite a few. He also discussed water pressure regulations.
Also, they mentioned dishwashers and sinks and showers and the whole thing. We're going to get rid of those restrictions. You have many places where they have water. They have so much water they don't know what to do with it. When people buy a house, they turn on the sink and water barely comes out. They take a shower, water barely comes out.
Yeah.
And it's an unnecessary restriction. And basically, I think we're going to be going back to the Trump rule. We had it, and everybody was happy. And then these people came in and they restricted it again. So we're going back and we'll get it approved by Congress. In addition, we'll get it approved by Congress. So for 4 years, it's good, but we're going to get it permanently taken care of. And again, very environmentally friendly. But we want to be able to, when somebody turns on a sink to wash their hands or presses the button for a dishwasher, and there's barely enough water there's no water.
It's frustrating.
And you know what they do? They press the button 10 times. They run it 10 times. So it ends up costing a lot more. So
that's
I know
a great
you're working
point
on that. And where are we on that?
We're working closely with the Department of Energy with regards to rules that were enacted during the Biden administration. Inside of the EPA, we are overhauling the water sense standards that are there to update them for the American people, to bring down cost of living and combat inflation, and just pursue common sense.
How about that? What a concept. Just pursue common sense? What a concept. Common sense.
By the way, it's inconclusive. Nobody knows how many executive orders he has signed.
Oh, really?
I see as high as 350.
Yeah,
that's
closer to the number I've heard. Fox reported 64 in the article I saw this morning. So this is something you sent in with President Trump and Modi?
I did, because I feel that we need to include this setup for us so that way you guys understand me. Here's Trump translating
so far
English
not so good
into English.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is awesome.
Okay.
Good point.
Play it.
To say about the Bangladesh issue, because we saw and it is evident that how the deep state of United States was involved to regime change during the Biden administration. And then Muhammad Yunus made Junior Soros also. So what is your point of view about the Bangladesh?
And what is the role that the deep state played in the situation in Bangladesh?
Well, there was no role for our deep state. It was. This is something that the Prime Minister has been working on for a long time and has been worked on for hundreds of years, frankly. I've been reading about it. But I will leave Bangladesh to the Prime Minister.
That is so... what a great point, Chris. I noticed that too. Yes, because, he probably requested, look, I don't care if they're speaking English. I want you in my ear, because this is... Twice now, he has told a reporter speaking English,
the Afghani lady,
I don't know what you're saying, but beautiful language. Anyway, next question. Yeah, that's awesome. I love how the guy's whispering English right back into Trump's ear. But, on Bangladesh, we know we already sent him $29 million for strengthening political landscape. So,
what more do you need?
Right? Should be set, right? And what does that mean? You could use that for anything in Bangladesh. And this is strengthening our political whatever it was. I mean, pathetic. And that's why it's so great that all of this stuff is coming to a stop. And, man, couldn't happen in a more timely fashion under this particular president. Normally, you'd have to wait, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Okay, are you ever going to do the things you said you were going to do? That certainly isn't a problem right now, is it?
Because then you're bumping up against a midterm, and you're like, it's not politically expedient now.
And he knows that. So he is getting it done now. And then, hopefully, it will be followed up with legislation. Yeah. The things that need to be taken care of by Congress, And he just mentioned that when he signed that last executive order. He mentioned that we're going to follow up with by making this permanent. Well, good. Okay, that absolutely has to be done. Meanwhile, Vice President JD Vance has been over in Germany and making a little bit of a splash there. On Friday, he gave an awesome speech to leaders of the European continent on Europe's free speech laws. Here's what he had to say.
And unfortunately, when I look at Europe today, it's sometimes not so clear what happened to some of the Cold War's winners. I look to Brussels, where EU commissars warn citizens that they intend to shut down social media during times of civil unrest the moment they spot what they've judged to be, quote, hateful content. Or to this very country, where police have carried out raids against citizens suspected of posting anti-feminist comments online as part of, quote, combating misogyny on the internet, a day of action. I look to Sweden, where 2 weeks ago the government convicted a Christian activist for participating in Koran burnings that resulted in his friend's murder. And as the judge in his case chillingly noted, Sweden's laws to supposedly protect free expression do not, in fact, grant, and I'm quoting, a free pass to do or say anything without risking offending the group that holds that belief. And perhaps most concerningly, I look to our very dear friends, the United Kingdom, where the backslide away from conscience rights has placed the basic liberties of religious Britons in particular in the crosshairs. A little over 2 years ago, the British government charged Adam Smith Connor, a 51-year-old physiotherapist and an Army veteran, with the heinous crime of standing 50 meters from an abortion clinic and silently praying for 3 minutes.
My gosh.
Not obstructing anyone, not interacting with anyone, just silently praying on his own. And after British law enforcement spotted him and demanded to know what he was praying for, Adam replied simply, it was on behalf of the unborn son he and his former girlfriend had aborted years before. Now, the officers were not moved. Adam was found guilty of breaking the government's new buffer zones law, which criminalizes silent prayer and other actions that could influence a person's decision within 200 meters of an abortion facility. He was sentenced to pay thousands of pounds in legal costs to the prosecution. Now, I wish I could say that this was a fluke, a one-off crazy example of a badly written law being enacted against a single person. But no, this last October, just a few months ago, the Scottish government began distributing letters to citizens whose houses lay within so-called safe access zones.
What?
Warning them that even private prayer within their own homes may amount to breaking the law.
Oh, God.
What?
Naturally, the government urged readers to report any fellow citizens suspected guilty of thought crime. In Britain and across Europe, free speech, I fear, is in retreat.
I don't know that we've even known about that one.
Inside your own house? No.
Inside your own house?
I had not heard that.
They're trying to restrict prayer in a safe zone inside your own home. Huh. Okay. That's incredible. I mean, we knew about the pretty much all of the other things, but that one is, well, they all are, but that is particularly chilling. Wow. He wasn't done, and we got a lot more to share with you. We'll do that coming up here after the break.
Yeah, he's right. I mean, this is not hypothetical.
No.
These are
it's actually happening in Europe.
Specific examples, and we've got a clip coming up that illustrates Germany as a case in point. The prosecutors were interviewed last night on 60 Minutes, and we have a clip from that. I mean, they do where our law enforcement, our federal law enforcement does 6 a.m. raids for fill in the blank. Over there, they do the 6 a.m. raids if you tweet something that doesn't agree with it, if it offends someone. And so,
well, we're getting close to that now.
Yes, we are.
We got them showing up at your house for something you've tweeted. We've seen that several times. It's insanity. 888-933-93. More coming up.
Gray
Unleashed.
And some tweets here. Tamara B tweets, I've set up an NGO to study the effects of watching Pat Gray every day for 2 hours. Can I get $10 million from the federal government?
Not this government.
Pre-Elon, perhaps.
Yeah, pre-Elon,
maybe
absolutely.
you could have. Maybe they'll make an exception for that particular study. It sounds important to me. Gen X kid, if we're willing to sell our fifth-generation fighters to another country, must be outdated technology. Wonder what we haven't seen.
Probably flying over New Jersey.
Yeah. So that's probably some of it. Misspoke tweets $10 million for Democrat Congress Cayman Islands Fund is far too obvious. So instead, the grift is labeled Mozambique voluntary medical male circumcision.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
You don't want it to ping on your audit later.
JD Vance talked about some really chilling things that are going on in Europe, and he's saying it right to the European leaders, which is fantastic. And he wasn't being disingenuous about this stuff. It's actually happening. Listen to these German prosecutors on 60 Minutes last night.
It's illegal to display Nazi symbolism, a swastika, or deny the Holocaust. That's clear. Is it a crime to insult somebody in public?
Yes. It is.
And it's a crime to insult them online as well?
Yes. The fine could be even higher if you insult someone in the internet.
Why?
Because in internet, it stays there. If we are talking here face to face, you insult me, I insult you, okay, finish. But if you in the internet, if I insult you or a politician,
that sticks around forever.
Yeah.
The prosecutors explain German law also prohibits the spread of malicious gossip, violent threats, and fake quotes.
If somebody posts something that's not true, and then somebody else reposts it or likes it, are they committing a crime?
Yeah, in the case of reposting, it is a crime as well, because the reader can't distinguish whether you just invented this or just reposted it. That's the same for us.
The punishment for breaking hate speech laws can include jail time for repeat offenders. But in most cases, a judge levies a stiff fine and sometimes keeps their devices.
How do people react when you take their phones from them?
They are shocked.
That's
punishment
funny.
if you lose your smartphone.
This is great.
It's even worse than the fine you have to pay.
Because your whole life is typically on your phone now.
Right. We have ways of making you not say the things we don't like. Dummkopf. That's pretty chilling.
Less than 3 generations. We went from one fascist to another.
Yep. Wow.
Cool.
And they don't see that.
They don't see it.
They're just sitting there like, hey, yeah, we're proud of this. This is great.
And laugh about it.
And laughing. And she's smiling as she's asking them the questions. That's great. So you'll take their phones from them? How do they feel about that? I bet they don't like that. No, they do not. Oh, yes, we return to the old days. Wow.
Chilling.
Wow. And back in the U.S., Margaret Brennan at CBS asked Secretary of State Marco Rubio about some of Vance's comments because, wow, were they offensive.
Well, he was standing in a country where free speech was weaponized to conduct a genocide.
Listen to
and
that.
he met with the head of a political party that has far-right views and some historic ties to extreme groups. The context of that was changing the tone of it. And you know that the censorship was specifically about the right.
No, I have to disagree with you.
Good. Please do.
Free speech was not used to conduct a genocide. The genocide was conducted by an authoritarian Nazi regime that happened to also be genocidal because they hated Jews and they hated minorities and they hated those that they had a list of people they hated, but primarily the Jews. There was no free speech in Nazi Germany. There was none. There was also no opposition in Nazi Germany. They were a sole and only party that governed that country. So that's not an accurate reflection of history.
Good for you, Marco. Thank you. Thank you.
You suck, Margaret.
Oh, my gosh.
She's got to be worn out at this point.
Wow. What a beat beatdown.
Every Sunday morning, it's a beatdown for her. I don't really care, Margaret.
Just the stupidity of her question.
Seriously, every Monday now, during this administration, we've had a clip of her looking like the fool that she is.
Yep. It's embarrassing.
Why are you even doing that?
Really embarrassing. I mean, they wanted Chuck Todd out of there so bad. Isn't that who they replaced?
Yeah,
Chuck Todd?
Yep.
I think so.
Yep.
And wow, she's a lot worse than Chuck Todd. Wow. Back to the JD Vance speech. He talked about unchecked immigration in Europe.
I believe there is nothing more urgent than mass migration. Today, almost 1 in 5 people living in this country moved here from abroad. That is, of course, an all-time high. It's a similar number, by the way, in the United States, also an all-time high. The number of immigrants who entered the EU from non-EU countries doubled between 2021 and 2022 alone. And of course, it's gotten much higher since. And we know the situation, it didn't materialize in a vacuum. It's the result of a series of conscious decisions made by politicians all over the continent and others across the world over the span of a decade. We saw the horrors wrought by these decisions yesterday in this very city. And of course, I can't bring it up again without thinking about the terrible victims who had a beautiful winter day in Munich ruined. Our thoughts and prayers are with them and will remain with them. But why did this happen in the first place?
He should be arrested.
It's a terrible story, but it's one we've heard way too many times in Europe and unfortunately too many times in the United States as well. An asylum seeker, often a young man in his mid-20s, already known to police, rams a car into a crowd and shatters a community. How many times must we suffer these appalling setbacks before we change course and take our shared civilization in a new direction?
Good question.
No voter on this continent went to the ballot box to open the floodgates to millions of unvetted immigrants.
Wow. It's nice that we're lecturing them for a change rather than being lectured by them all the time. Yeah, it's why we left your stupid continent in the first place, okay? It sucks. You suck. That's why we left and started our own thing here. And it seems to have worked out, I don't know, pretty well.
Yeah,
pretty well.
And it's worse than them lecturing us. I mean, we've been used to presidents going over there and bad-mouthing us, their own country.
That's right. That's right.
So this
Obama,
is so refreshing.
Biden.
Yes. And this speech, man, the whole thing, if you have
Powerful.
20 minutes.
Really good.
It is. He's such a great speaker.
He really is. He really is. What a difference from Kamala, the word salad queen.
And honestly, I'm so glad you said that, because watching that speech, I was actually thinking this weekend, I can't even imagine Tim Walz.
Oh my God! Can you?
Not even obviously different subject matter, but I can't even imagine him giving a speech on the international stage about whatever he wants to talk about.
That would have been
teenage boys, whatever. I mean, just I can't imagine him giving
would have been absolute
a speech in
an
Europe.
Absolute embarrassment every single time. Thank heaven we don't have to go through it. Just the name sent a chill down my spine. Oh. So glad. He also had a lighthearted comment about Greta Thunberg.
And expressing opinions isn't election interference. Even when people express views outside your own country, and even when those people are very influential. And trust me, I say this with all humor. If American democracy can survive 10 years of Greta Thunberg scolding, you guys can survive a few months of Elon Musk. But what German democracy, what no democracy, American, German, or European, will survive is telling millions of voters that their thoughts and concerns, their aspirations, their pleas for relief are invalid or unworthy of even being considered.
Nice. It's really true. They didn't appreciate the comment, obviously.
No.
But I did.
Yeah, there were a lot of applause lines and laugh lines and stuff that they just...
They didn't. Yeah, they didn't like that.
There's about 5 people clapping golf claps for him every now and then.
They're all liberals. They're all progressives, and they're further down the road even than we are. So in most cases, there's a few things I think we lead the pack on, but mostly the Europeans lead the way on this kind of stuff. So yeah, they didn't appreciate it. All right, what you will appreciate, I think, is really good sleep, right? You like the feeling when you wake up in the middle of the night, either sweating or freezing? No, it's not pleasant, is it? Your sheets just aren't working for you if that's the case. And that's where Miracle Made comes in. Miracle Made sheets are inspired by NASA technology, using silver-infused fabric to regulate your temperature so you stay cool when it's hot and warm when it's cool. No more tossing and turning all night. And let's be real, your sheets could be cleaner, right? Traditional sheets can hold more bacteria than a toilet seat. There it is. There's that fun fact.
I hate that.
Oh, it's nasty. I think about that now every time I get, should we wash these sheets again tonight? No, we don't have to. They're Miracle Made. It's cleaning technology that stops up to 99.7% of bacterial growth. So they stay fresher 3 times longer. You do less laundry, and there's less ickiness on your sheets. And the best part, they feel amazing, like 5-star hotel luxury sheets without that crazy price tag. So upgrade your sleep today. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat. Use the promo code PAT and save over 40% and get a free 3-piece towel set too. You've got a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's really no risk, only better sleep. Again, it's trymiracle.com/Pat. Sleep better, live better. Big thanks to Miracle Made for sponsoring this episode.
Pat Gray, Unleashed.
Okay, so if we can survive Greta Thunberg, they can survive Elon Musk.
Yeah, for a few months, which is, of course, the press jumped all over that and said, whoa, wait a minute, is he on his way out?
Well, I don't think that was ever a permanent position, was it?
No, in fact, like the recommendations go to July 4th of next year. That was when Trump wanted all the work done.
That's great.
But
awesome.
They are looking for
anything.
Anyway.
Yes, they're trying to drive a wedge between Musk and President Trump, and it's just not working. It's not working. And speaking of Elon Musk, Representative Mark Green of Tennessee defended the billionaire and his DOGE team.
Elon Musk does have a security clearance. He has a top secret security clearance. By God, he makes the rockets for NASA.
Nice.
But
Good
the
point.
suggestion that he somehow can't be trusted to dig into how we're spending our money is nothing but a smokescreen to hide the corruption and the wasteful spending that has occurred there.
Yep.
And I am personally offended at the left's continued references to 19-year-olds and 21-year-olds in there doing work. There are 19-year-olds who have won the Medal of Honor defending this country. Just because you're 19 doesn't mean you're some child who can't be trusted.
Mm-hmm.
Ow. It is offensive. And if you're 19 years old out there, 20 years old, and you're serving this country, by God, your service matters. Keep serving. We thank you for that.
That's great. Whew. But it's the only defense they have. You know, it's all they've got. Because you can't address what Elon is uncovering. How are you going to address that? You did it too. Okay, yeah, we're trying to stop it. Yes, Republicans and Democrats have both contributed to this incredible debt that we have. Let's stop it now. How about that? Can we stop it? Well, Elon Musk. Yeah, okay, all right. 19-year-olds. All right. Since when are 19-year-olds offensive to them in any way?
Mm-hmm.
We're always told that they're smarter than we are, that they're better than we are. Jeez. By the Democrats. They want 19-year-olds voting for them.
Yes, they do.
And over the weekend, President Trump and Elon Musk were asked if they see how the press is trying to drive a wedge between the two of them.
And now I see they want you two to start, they want a divorce. They want you two to start hating each other. And they try, President Elon Musk, for example. You do know that they're doing that to you.
Oh, I see it all the time. They tried it, then they stopped. That wasn't. They have many different things of hatred. Actually, Elon called me. He said, they're trying to drive us apart. I said, absolutely. No, they said, we have breaking news. Donald Trump has ceded control of the presidency to Elon Musk. President Musk will be attending a cabinet meeting tonight at 8 o'clock. And I say, it's just so obvious. They're so bad at it. I used to think they were good at it. They're actually bad at it, because if they were good at it, I'd never be president. Because I think nobody in history has ever gotten more bad publicity than me.
Oh, that's for sure.
I could do the greatest things. I get 98% bad publicity. I could do, outside of you and a few of your very good friends, it's like the craziest thing. But you know what I have learned, Elon? The people are smart. They get it.
Yeah, they do, actually.
They get it. They really see what's happening.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's really true. He has a real tendency, I think we all know, for hyperbole. But the 98% negative publicity stat that he threw out, that's pretty close to true.
I think it's less. I think there's
darn close.
More than that. Negative 99.4.
Certainly since the election, it's probably been 98% or more.
At least, yeah.
Because they're just trying desperately to stop him, to derail his agenda. It's really, it's amazing to watch. And for the record, previous Democrat presidents, Obama and Biden, would have apparently loved DOGE and what they're doing. Check this out.
Budget reform is not an option. It's a necessity.
The American people are entitled to transparency.
We can't sustain a system that bleeds billions of taxpayer dollars on programs that have outlived their usefulness or exist solely because of the power of politicians, lobbyists, or interest groups.
They're entitled to be able to figure out where their dollars are going, and they're entitled to accountability to make sure that we're using the dollars for what we said it was for.
We are going to go through our federal budget, as I promised during the campaign.
Are you?
Page by page, line by line, eliminating those programs we don't need and insisting that those that we do need operate in a sensible, cost-effective way.
What should be easy is getting rid of the pointless waste and stupid spending that doesn't benefit anybody.
We hope to be instilling an entire new culture that not only our administration, but every succeeding administration will in fact pursue.
Okay. Jeez. I mean, how much clearer could it be? They just didn't do what they were babbling about. President Trump is doing what they babbled about.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for joining us. Great to have you with us. Got some tweets here from Just Too Muck and Fudge concerning the person who was arrested in Great Britain because he was silently praying too close to an abortion clinic. Is it possible the guy didn't know how far he was from the abortion clinic because the distance was metric? Yes. In fact, I'd call that likely. Badly written law, indeed. Yeah, what is it, 50 meters, I think? What is that, 5 inches? Is it 5 miles?
No one knows.
I don't know. Nobody knows. There's no way to tell. So, yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
What is the line they say? Ignorance is no...
Is bliss?
No, with the law.
Ignorant of the law is not an
Thank you.
excuse.
Yeah.
So there. That's what the judge will say.
The foreign exchange student from Germany in my house, she does not appreciate that joke about how long is meters.
Oh,
she
really?
She does not appreciate that.
Tell her to learn.
Well, yeah.
Sorry.
She was telling me
it's a
something
fact
about,
of life.
She said in a meter, something like, I don't know how big that is.
You know what? Pat and I have said that we think that the metric makes more sense, but my country, right or wrong.
It was. I was just talking to Jackie about this yesterday, in fact, because it was 32 on our way to church.
Yeah.
And I said, why is freezing 32? The the metric probably makes more sense. Celsius at 0
100%
makes sense, right?
Because boiling is 100.
But the rest of it doesn't.
Oh, I see.
Okay, it's just not worth it because of 0 and 100. Okay?
So what if we gave them...
Because 30 degrees is not hot.
Okay, so I'm with you. So let's do this. Okay. Let's adopt Celsius for temperatures. But the rest of it, we're not budging.
I don't.
If 0 is
we
freezing,
were to say
100 is boiling, not 32 to 12.
Like this morning, it'd be what? 1? That doesn't work for me. It's not 1 degree.
Well, that's because your mind is.
I know, and I can't change it, and that's why we didn't switch in the 70s. None of us said. We all said no. No, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to do it.
Metric makes more sense than Common Core math.
Well, yes. Yes, it does.
So you got to Overton window the argument a little bit.
Okay.
Actually, right now is 0 Celsius.
Okay, so we're at 32?
Yes, sir.
All right. Unrepentant thought criminal tweets, going to jail for posting a meme in Germany. I did not see that coming. I get it. I did not see that coming.
Hey-oh.
Dude. Hey. Oh. There it is. Yeah, thank you.
Hitler joke.
I did not see that coming. Kenneth Parker tweets, JD better be careful. They'll take his phone from him.
So true.
And charge him, $10,000 fine. Frank Johnson's alter ego, 19-year-old shouldn't comb through government spending. Yet, a 5-year-old can determine their own gender.
Oh, you know what?
That's a great point.
I had a meme for later. Go ahead and put that up now. It's absolutely perfect. What is that? Go ahead. Just put up whatever meme that is. There we go. Look, son, the people who want to castrate kids think Trump and Elon are going too far.
That's really good.
Perfect.
Good stuff. Did you see over the weekend, Hamas released 3 hostages? 3. Israel released 369 criminals.
Ugh.
Why do we have a 3 to 369 ratio? Come on. What is that? 1 to 123? So did I do that math in my head quickly? Right?
I noticed you didn't look over here.
No. I did not.
Sure. Yes,
sure.
That sounds about right.
Let's say that's what it is.
I remember
123 to 1.
Reading something early on that there was a ratio, one hostage is equal to this many men, this many women. It's just stupid.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, it's
unbearable.
This is why you can't deal with terrorists.
Right. That's right. And President Trump last week said, look, I don't want them returning our hostages in drips and drabs. Yep. But that's what they're doing. They're back to doing it.
Yeah, noon Saturday, right? And that has passed.
I knew it would because they're releasing some hostages. And that's what they counted on. Well, we'll go back to the original agreement. No, that's been changed now.
Yeah, it's an impossible situation.
It is.
What are you going to do?
You can't win.
Drop bombs on where the hostages
on
are?
Rubble. On rubble and ruin. That's all you have. So I don't know. I don't know how they finish this thing with Hamas. They'd have to go down to the last remaining city that's standing in Gaza. And the international community has just sort of disallowed it. Including us when Biden was in office, of course. But, I mean, I'm glad those 3 hostages have been released. That's great. It just should be all of them. Just send them all back.
Especially if we're doing 369 for 3.
Gosh, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, maybe it's a metric thing that's screwed up.
Maybe it's a metric.
There you go.
Is human metric different?
Okay.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. There's no way to tell. Well, more has been coming to light as we continue to, as DOGE continues to look over our finances. The Department of Education program that showed us how racist babies are, I guess.
Yeah, we're paying for this.
We're paying for that.
So this timeline provides an illustration of how racial awareness develops. According to research, 3-month-olds show a preference for looking at faces that are similar to the race they see most often.
Oh, gosh.
At 9 months,
is that
infants
crazy,
are
though?
unable to distinguish the facial features of racial groups other than their caregiver unless they frequently see images of racially diverse people.
Oh, so you got to give them like little
By the
pictures.
age of 2, children are putting people into categories based on race, and they are observing and internalizing power dynamics.
Oh, here we go.
At age 3, children develop biases and begin assigning meaning to race by attributing positive traits to the dominant race.
Okay.
However, children can still respond to positive messaging about their own and others' racial identities.
Huh.
By age 5, children of all races demonstrate social biases primarily by attributing negative traits to non-white races. At this age, children are capable of acting against racial.
So non-white. So this only applies to white babies? Is that right?
Yes.
So a black baby doesn't develop the same thing for black faces that they're seeing around them. Right. You know, of course they do.
They're not inherently racist.
Of course they do. They get used to the people they see. So it would be unusual to see a white face for a black baby, right? I mean, what do you... That can't only apply to whites. But that seems to be the gist of that, doesn't it?
It sounds like babies are...
Only white babies can be racist.
I think white babies are flexing their white privilege from an early age.
Yeah, from 3 months old.
Man.
From the time they're 3. That's how evil we are as white people. Our 3-month-olds have already become racists. This is so pathetic.
So you paid for that?
Yeah. I don't know how much.
Paid for the
how
study.
much should I pay for that?
Too much.
It's not enough, whatever you gave.
5 cents is too much. 1 cent is too much.
Yeah, I think that's it for that video there.
And Representative Scott Perry discussed international terrorism funded by USAID.
This hurts.
Who gets some of that money? Does that name ring a bell to anybody in the room? Because your money, $697 million annually, plus the shipments of cash funds, madrasas,
$697 million. Okay.
ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, ISIS Khorasan, terrorist training camps. That's what it's funding. If you think that the program under Operation Enduring Sentinel, entitled Women's Scholarship Endowment, which receives $60 million annually, or the Young Women Lead, which gets about $5 million annually, is going to women who, by the way, if you read the Inspector General's report, is telling you that the Taliban does not allow women to speak in public. Yet somehow you're believing, and American people are supposed to believe, that this money is going for the betterment of the women in Afghanistan. It is not. You are funding terrorism, and it's coming through USAID. And it's not just Afghanistan, because Pakistan's right next door. USAID spent $840 million in the last 20 years on Pakistan's education-related program. It includes $136 million to build 120 schools, of which there is zero evidence that any of them were built. Why would there be any evidence? The Inspector General can't get in to see them. But you know what? We doubled down and spent $20 million from USAID to create educational television programs for children unable to attend the physical school.
Make it stop.
Yeah, they can't attend it because it doesn't exist. You paid for it. Somebody else got the money. You are paying for terrorism. This has got to end. I yield, Mr. Chairman.
It hurts, man.
It really does. Yeah, but Elon Musk is unelected, and he has some friends who are 19. And why are they looking at things? Why? Who told them to? Yeah, the President of the United States. So? We're in a constitutional crisis. Are we? Were we ever at a constitutional crisis when Biden ignored the courts, when Biden did so many executive orders and ignored the Supreme Court telling him he couldn't keep doing it, and he did it anyway, over and over and over again? The student loan program, just one of many instances of that. Yeah, I just canceled debt for another 500,000 people. Don't worry about it. It's just a few $1 billion. It was never a problem for Democrats then. Never a problem. Mood around Washington has found its way into the housing market because of all these cuts that are happening.
Look at this.
Look at this. This is interesting. First of all, unemployment has hit Washington, D.C. a bit.
Yep.
And so...
that's the houses just on the market are the green ones. Coming soon,
Okay.
coming soon, coming soon. So as you can see, the map
That's
is
a lot.
predominantly...
A lot of houses for
new
sale.
listings.
And
the grift's up, y'all.
Apparently some pretty decent homes, too. One valued at $4.49 million. Okay. $2,880,000.
Well, listed, of course.
Listed. Yeah, they won't sell for that now, probably.
Look at that.
But everything's going up online.
Saturated.
They're realizing, oh my gosh, the gravy train is over.
So you combine that map, and there's been a lot of search terms. we only highlighted a couple of them last week. Statute of limitations and lawyer. There are other terms that have been getting searched on Google quite a bit around D.C. lately. And now you've got the housing market. I mean, they realize that...
It's hitting home, boy.
It's over.
Man.
The gravy train is over.
Yeah. It's pulled up to the station, and they're telling you to get off right now. Get off the train. It's fantastic. All right, let's be honest. We're not getting any younger, right? And if you want to look and feel your best, you need to check out Pure Health Research. They have 45 premium health supplements, and those are designed to help with the everyday health goals. Whether it's boosting your energy, trimming belly fat, supporting healthy blood sugar, pumping your testosterone up, or even just reducing swelling in your legs, Pure Health Research Supplement Store has you covered. Each formula is crafted with natural, non-GMO ingredients. It's backed by clinical research and manufactured right here in the United States of America. And here's the best part. Pure Health Research is offering an exclusive 50% discount right now. Just go to purehealthresearch.com. Use a promo code PAT at checkout. With their 365-day money-back guarantee, that's a year, there's zero risk in trying something new. So why wait? Go right now to purehealthresearch.com and explore their 45 amazing supplements. No matter what's going on in your life, they've got something to help you with it. So this 50% deal ends with, or you can get it with the coupon code PAT. So don't miss this chance to start the new year feeling your best. It's purehealthresearch.com/Pat.
Living up the end of the world. Pat Gray returns next.
We got some tweets here. This is fun from Elon over the weekend.
Oh, is he a pathead? This Elon guy? Who's that?
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Based on some of the things he's been saying lately.
Right.
Yeah, pretty sure. He's been looking through the Social Security Administration's computers. Says the logic flow diagram for the Social Security system looks insane. No one person knows exactly how it works.
Oh, my gosh.
The payment files that move between Social Security and Treasury have significant inconsistencies that are not reconciled. It's wild.
Oh, boy.
Really?
Thank God they're looking into this stuff.
So look at this.
Yeah, look at this.
According to the Social Security database, these are the numbers of people in each age bucket, so age group, with the death field set to false. So they're not dead.
Yeah.
From 0 to 9 years old, there's 38 million some.
Okay.
10 to 19, 44 million, and so on. It goes all the way up to, from 90 to 99, there are 6 million living people. You can accept that. Sure. All right. From 100 to 109, 4.734 million. From 100 to 109? Okay, maybe. It's starting to become a little harder to believe.
Is it?
From 110 to 119,
okay,
there are 3.6 million living Americans.
Sure.
There are 3.9 million Americans from 130 to 139.
Wow. I thought life expectancy wasn't quite so high, but
that's what I thought. But according to the Social Security
we have
office,
over 1 million people that fall in the 150.
Yes, 1.3 million, 150 to 159 that are living. Okay, we still have 121,000 who are alive between the ages of 160 and 169.
I mean, that's incredible.
We have 6,000 still living who are 170 to 179 years old.
Those people only eat egg whites.
I want to see these people. Mm-hmm. I want to visit them at their homes and interview them on their longevity and congratulate them. We have... Okay, so it goes on and on and on.
What?
We have one person who is 360 to 369 years old.
And let's be fair.
We weren't even a nation then.
Yeah, let's be fair. They're probably closer to 360 than 369.
I would say
if
so,
we're
yeah.
being honest.
Yeah, I would say. Let's just say they're 360 years old.
Over 100
so they
years
were born 120 years before the Union was created. And apparently we had Social Security Administration set up then.
How does that
They have a number.
How does that happen?
I don't
So is it number one?
Now
Is it Social
I want to
Security
be
number
there with a camera rolling when that
Yes.
person rolls up to get their Social Security check.
Yes, these were in the days when you had single-digit Social
digits?
Security numbers.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That's one,
is
two,
great.
Zeros
One.
and, well, it's 9 digits, so it's 0000000.
Supposedly there are 1,000, over 1,000. There's 1,039 Americans, 220 to 229 years old. Okay, but that's fine.
That's fine.
You know, Elon Musk is an unelected official, and how dare he uncover any of this?
I need a Senator Kennedy or someone to go, next thing you know, the liberals are going to be accusing us of taking Social Security check away from a 369-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It was nice of the British king and the monarchy to dispense Social Security numbers to colonials who, you know.
I looked up big events in 1660, and I would love to find this one person who can tell us what they thought of the Navigation Act when it was passed.
And the Stamp Act.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that pissed off a lot of people here because they had to pay for paper products.
And the left can continue to howl, but the courts are siding with Trump on this stuff. And the Supreme Court is making it clear that...
Which is amazing, really.
That, look, the federal bureaucracy, not another branch of the government, so why don't you just back off? Mm-hmm. So I'm liking this, and I just hope that... I love seeing the deep state in this panic mode, putting their houses up for sale, looking to see if there's an attorney nearby. Good stuff.
It is good stuff.
I love seeing them on the run.
It's incredible. Wow. All right, so... Was it last week that the mayor of Philadelphia led a cheer for the Eagles and spelled it wrong? Last week or the week before? A couple weeks ago.
Before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was right before the Super Bowl.
And then she got something else wrong. What was that? I forget.
E-L-G-S.
E-L-G-S?
Elgles? Yeah. And then
Elgles?
They went out and the Elgles beat the Chefs.
Great googly moogly.
Great googly moogly. So, yeah, they had their Super Bowl parade on Friday.
Okay.
Big day.
Uh-huh.
I remember back in the day when you used to get in trouble for skipping school for a sports-themed parade. But now the whole city officially shuts down. And
there weren't a lot of those in on the mean streets of Helena. You know, despite the fact that our sports teams were incredibly successful.
Right.
The streets of the city were too dangerous to risk it.
I can understand.
You know what I mean?
But Philadelphia, I mean, that's no Helena.
No, it's
Philadelphia is just a walk in the park, if you will.
Right. In comparison, of course. But here is the mayor of Philadelphia striking again.
Reminded us all through their excellence that nothing is possible when we work together as a team.
Nothing is possible when they work together as a team.
You got it?
Okay.
There you go. Nothing is possible. Just got to work together as a team.
It's kind of a depressing...
In other words, go it alone.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
Yeah.
Then we had USA Canada in hockey. And And, of course, those a-holes booed the national
This is in
anthem.
Montreal before the game. Yep.
Okay.
Whoa. Show some respect. Canada, know your place.
Are you saying you don't want to be the 51st state? Is that your problem?
Wow. That's rude.
Wow.
That's rude.
That's ugly.
Yeah.
If that happened in America, those people would be shamed until the end of time.
I don't know.
So, what happened with the game then?
So the game
That fire
started.
up the USA players?
Yeah, Matthew Tkachuk especially. He representing the United States. Let's play the opening seconds. Oh,
And the gloves are off.
look at this. We didn't care for that.
Matthew Tkachuk and Brandon Hagel.
And he said, it's the anthem. It really pissed me off.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
So we
Good.
ended up getting 3 fights in the first 9 seconds.
Oh, wow.
A lot of fireworks, a lot of emotion.
Tkachuk from Florida.
And
Come on.
ultimately,
knock him out.
Our little brother to the north put in their place. Final score, 3-1 USA.
Nice. I love it.
Yes, it was.
So we beat Canada in their national sport.
Well,
or is their national sport curling?
So it was American
So hard to tell.
NHLers versus Canadian NHLers. So they have a little four-country tournament, 4 nations they're calling it. It kind of replaced the NHL All-Star game, and I don't think we're going back because this was intense and still going on. But anyway, so Canada.
Who do we play in the championship game?
The championship game, because we are 2-0 right now.
Oh.
And I'm trying to think of all the teams and stuff. Let's see. So we played. Let's see. Well, it's not. They haven't determined the championship game yet. We still have to play Sweden.
Okay.
So that's coming up. What'd you say? Oh,
but we beat the Canadians.
We beat the living.
Put that
hell
in your
out of the
pipe and
Canadians.
smoke it.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Great to have you with us. Got some tweets here.
Oh, no.
From Jeff74.
Oh, no.
We men should start describing ourselves in metric. Women might be impressed because they'd have no idea how long things are. Well, you mean like our height, right? How tall we are.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think women like tall men.
That's what I hear.
Wait, that's
I think that's what he must be referring to.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Bunter Hayden, pardon, crack connoisseur.
I read the numbers. It works.
Wait, have they found out if broccoli in the womb is also racist? Well, let's see. Broccoli is green.
I see.
So I'm going to say no. They haven't found that out. Chuck Shazam Bartowski. Why hasn't Pat done a parody for Gravy Train to the tune of Ozzy's Crazy Train? Pretty good idea. Nobody knows. Nobody knows why.
You working on that?
I'm
Sounds
going
like-
to be.
Sounds like you're a trained monkey.
It does, doesn't it? Indy Hawkeye, if the one person who is in their 300s, if they commit a crime, who would be their jury, the jury of their peers? It'd be difficult. We'd have to go to the person probably who's 200 to 269 or whatever that was.
That doesn't seem right.
The other age group that had one person in it.
Spring chicken.
Yeah. Right, that's true. So, I don't know. Maybe they just don't go on trial.
Wow.
All right, so over the weekend, President Trump, do you know he's the only sitting president that's ever gone to a Super Bowl?
I learned that yesterday.
Yeah, I just found that out. I didn't know no other president has gone to the Super Bowl while in office. Interesting.
But wait, hold on a second. No, I learned that at the Super Bowl, but what is it also, does that apply to the Daytona 500 as well?
I don't know, but he went to that too,
Yeah.
right? Have other
didn't know about
presidents?
that,
I'll bet Bush went to. Didn't W go to
I
the
don't know.
Daytona 500? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, how many presidents has Donald? One of two. So, okay, so he was the second yesterday. That's what that was.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're right. Yep, it was George W. Bush.
Figured. All right, so what do we have here?
Donald
Chris?
Trump taking a lap around the Daytona Speedway on the beast, which it weighs 22,000 pounds.
Okay.
Oh, what does that do to the
warmed up?
asphalt?
I know, I can't wait. And Donald Trump taking some hot laps. We expect to talk to the president. And a little later, Morgan Freeman will
first
hear
of all,
from him live on
He's
Fox.
got their blinker on. Oh, they got both blinkers on.
His microphone. Do we have that?
We do have that.
Okay, because
This
there's
is
something
Trump.
wrong with this microphone.
He's on a headset. That's why. Donald Trump giving a message to the racers.
Okay.
And Mr. President, the radio is yours.
This is your favorite president. I'm a big fan. I am a really big fan of you people that you do this. I don't know, but I just want you to be safe. You're talented people, and you're great people and great Americans. Have a good day. Have a lot of fun, and I'll see you later.
All right.
I mean, that sounded like Calvin Coolidge on the mic.
Almost, yeah.
Honestly, I don't know how that compression happened like that. It was kind of shocking to hear that. But boy, it was so patriotic. The whole lead-in to the Daytona 500, and you combine that with American hockey players kicking Canada's ass. I mean, it was just...
That's awesome.
It was a flashback to the
weekend.
80s this weekend.
Yeah, that was a great weekend. Yeah. Then we have the president. Did he truth this out? Is that where this...
It's a tweet, right? It might be both.
Tweet
I don't know.
Truth, whatever.
All over the place, I think.
He's got his mugshot, and underneath it says, "He who saves his country does not violate any law."
Ooh.
I'd like it if we cut back on our Napoleon quotes. Maybe I think that's good safety tip is to never quote Napoleon.
So what was it?
While
He
you're
who
in
saves
office.
his country does not violate any
this
law.
quote is attributed to Napoleon Bonaparte.
Or Abraham Lincoln. Interesting. Interesting.
I don't think Lincoln ever said that.
I know. I'm saying,
but
he wanted.
But you're
he
saying
wanted to.
you're saying he violated.
How about we go with "He who defends the Constitution saves his country"? I like that one better.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Why don't we?
That's a lot better.
Update that one.
Yeah.
But the left lost their
Of course they did.
ever-loving minds.
'Cause it's a
on
Napoleon quote.
I know.
So you give him that ammo.
Yeah.
It's an unforced error. But what are you going to do? He does things like that.
Look, you can tweet out whatever you want, bro.
Yeah.
As long as you're cutting the government like this, draining the swamp, because you are.
And he is.
Go for it.
Yeah, he
tweet
is.
away.
So what's happening with Epic Ranches in DFW?
Okay, so this is a fun little new community here. Not far from here, probably a 20-minute drive, maybe 30 minutes. See what you think about this fun little planned community here in DFW.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters, I'm sure many of you have heard of the amazing project that we're doing known as Epic Cities. We are, alhamdulillah, constructing an entire city half an hour from downtown Dallas, literally 30 minutes from our own Plano Masjid over here. It's going to be a city of over 1,000 people. Alhamdulillah, we launched this website last year and we sold the entire phase 1 within days.
How
because
exciting,
of the demand, we are now opening up Epic Ranches. Epic Ranches is an exclusive opportunity for those who want to be within minutes of Epic City, but also want larger
Epic
plots.
Ranches.
We have 2 Epic Ranches. Epic Ranches 1 begins with 1 acreage and goes up to 5 acreage. And Epic Ranches 2 has plots of ½ acre and also investment opportunities for those who want to build condominiums. Brothers and sisters, this is a limited time opportunity. It is an amazing time to invest for the future, not only in yourselves, but of your children after you. We are inshallah ta'ala going to change the entire da'wah scene by demonstrating to the world what it means to be a Muslim living in the West. To talk about the financial details, let me bring in our brother Imran Chaudhry. Many of you know him as the president of Epic. He's also in charge of Epic City, and he will be the liaison for Epic Ranches as well. Brother Imran, bismillah, come on in. Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum. Dear brothers and sisters, for a very limited time, if you pay full, you get a 10% discount. And also, for your convenience, you can book a lot with $30,000 earnest money, and you can pay the remaining balance by June 15th.
You got a few pause it for a sec.
4 months.
Doesn't it have to be paid in full because isn't debt wrong to them? Isn't that like against their religion to get into debt? So I think you have to pay in full, do you not? Anyway, let him go.
You and the details, bro.
15th, that gives you almost 4 months to pay your down payment or pay the full amount.
Okay.
And if you pay the full amount, you still get 10% discount. This is a very, very limited offer.
like,
For me, more details, go to
10%.
www.theepicranches.com or call me 469-766-4395 or email us ask@theepicranches.com. Thank you so much. Looking forward. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Whoa. Same to you, but twice as much more of it.
Oh, listen, the soundtrack is so epic,
that's good.
if you will.
That's good.
I don't know who it was,
Wow.
but somebody posted under this tweet with this video, I can't wait for their bakery to open up. I'm going to go and order a Jesus is Lord cake. I mean, they're test case. Let's go.
That's it. Yeah.
Look, that's fine. Do your deal, right? Have your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Does the Constitution apply there?
It has to. It has
sure as hell
to.
better.
It has to.
It sure as hell better.
Mm-hmm.
Because
could you, as a Christian, call him up and say, "Yeah, I'd like to live there"?
You know what? I got a lot of family. In fact, we'd like to buy 30 lots that are connected to each other, in the middle.
Can you do that? Or because discrimination based on religion is against the law. Praise be to Allah.
Yeah, right.
So I hope they're not discriminating against Jews or Christians. Or...
So let's see. So their tweet, this guy's tweet, Dr. Yasser Qadi, he says, this ambitious project is like no other. We are building an entire community from scratch, Islamic schools, college, masjid, retirement home for elderly, including clinics, retail shops, and all within walking distance, blah, blah, blah. That's great. I'm a little concerned. Are we also going to have courts? And what kind of law applies there? Let's just keep an eye on it. I mean, God bless them. I mean, Allah bless them.
Fine.
I mean, I
don't
hope
care
it works
as long
out.
as they're not doing Sharia law.
You follow
there.
the Constitution. You can isolate yourself from however you want to. But I will tell you, just prepare yourself, DFW. You're about to have
Interesting.
a new district, a new congressional district, real soon up there. That's for sure.
Wow.
So we'll see. We'll just keep an eye on it. And I want to know what kind of mascot they have at the high school that they're going to. What do you think? Actually, don't answer that.
It's Ahmed, the dead terrorist.
Don't answer it, I said.
No.
I just would love to see how this works out.
Yeah, it will be interesting.
Yeah.
To sort of keep an eye on.
So if you're in the northeastern Metroplex part of
it's
Dallas,
up by Plano, they said?
Yep, so.
Wow.
We'll see.
That's.
Could be something to keep an eye on for sure.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, good luck to them.
Yep.
Hope they sell every lot. And apparently they will. It's sold out in a couple of days, I guess, the first time they offered it, right?
Yeah, right. And you get the 10% down. You got till June 15th.
I don't understand the down payment.
Yeah, that is interesting. Good take.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Huh. They call it something.
I know.
Usury?
Yeah.
Right.
Huh.
So I hope there's no usury going on. That would be wrong.
That would be interesting to see how that plays out. Mm-hmm. So anyway, you guys follow the law like the rest of us?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yep. All right. We hear a lot of talk about the supply chain. It's unpredictable. It can be very fragile at times. When your package is delayed, especially if it's got medication that you need and it's delayed for days or weeks, it can be really bad. It can be worse than annoying. It can be dangerous. That's why Jace offers you this emergency kit that contains 5 antibiotics that treat the most common bacterial infections. You can also get add-ons like ivermectin. Whether you're traveling, you're buying it for the kids, you just need peace of mind in case of an emergency. Jace has got you covered. And right now, they're holding giveaways all month long to make sure that you can have the right medications on hand the minute you need them. You could win anything from the travel case like this, the Jace Go, to a fully custom Jace case. Now's the time to protect yourself and your family from uncertainty. Your health is just too important. Go to jace.com, enter the promo code PAT at checkout to save. There's a nice discount on your order when you enter that promo code. That's promo code PAT at jace.com.
Gray Unleashed.
Over the weekend, Volodymyr Zelenskyy talked about the chances of Ukraine's survival without continued support from the United States of America.
What security guarantees does Ukraine need specifically from the United States?
The strong package of missiles, like prevention step, that we will not use it before any invasion. We will not use it. But if they will do it, we will do it quickly. But it has to stand on our territory, not like it was before the full-scale invasion that White House put sanctions after invasion. No. And gave us weapons after invasion. No, they occupied it big territory. If we could have before, they couldn't occupy us. Yes, some territory, but not everything, because we've been without weapons. That's why strong package of missiles and big army. If we're not in nature, as I said, comparable with Russians, not sure the same number, but comparable, not to give them possibility to occupy it. And it's psychologically it's very important, because psychologically it's a strong signal that Putin will not go if he understands that oppositely stay the same, comparable, the same number army.
Can Ukraine survive without U.S. military support?
Probably it will be very, very, very difficult. And of course, in all the difficult situations, you have a chance, but we will have low chance to survive without
no chance.
Support of the United States.
Well, at least he admits that now, huh? I don't know that I've ever heard him say that before. I think it's evident the way he, begs and pleads, and the money that we've sent them, and the weaponry we've sent them.
But he wants more.
He wants more.
He wants more. He wants a package of weapons. Which, by the way, there's a report that as Ukraine abandons different areas, they're also abandoning Western weapons.
Oh, jeez.
And so the Russian military now has more Javelin missiles than the British Army. Congratulations!
Jeez.
And he talks about the troops, right, that he wants there. I mean, you got the Prime Minister of Britain saying that he's ready and willing to station British troops in Ukraine. All right, well, y'all going to do that. They're going to be meeting on this in Paris today, the Europeans. So
okay, well, you guys go for it. With our blessing. Yeah, you do that. Good luck. Drive safely, won't you?
Yeah.
I don't want any part of the military in Ukraine. U.S. military personnel in Ukraine cannot happen. I mean, we are so burned out on war in this country. I'm to the point where I just probably sound like an isolationist, but I'm done. I'm done. Unless somebody attacks us directly, I'm done with the U.S. being involved in other people's wars. The founders did not want that for us. I mean, it's one of the things that they felt most strongly about is to stay out of Europe's wars. Europe, Asia, it doesn't matter where on this planet the war is occurring. Unless you're attacked, stay out of it. That was certainly how they felt. And it's how I feel now. I don't know how we could possibly even consider it.
Yeah.
So hopefully they're not going to.
Well, the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, is in Saudi Arabia meeting with the Russian, I think it's defense minister.
Now, sadly, Rubio is one of the more willing hawks, it seems, in the Senate. When he was in the Senate, he wasn't exactly where we are on this.
Yeah, I think...
I mean, he's not like Lindsey Graham.
No.
But...
No, I think where he is more of the... and I'm just kind of speaking out of turn, I guess, here, but it's more of the Russian influence on places like Cuba close to home as opposed to over there. But look, he has his marching orders from the president.
Right.
And by the way, Zelenskyy is also in town there. I think it's Riyadh. He's not a part of this meeting between the U.S. and Russia. I don't know if he's just hanging out in his room hoping, hey, maybe I'll get a call, and I'll keep my schedule is clear, fellas, so I'm here if you need me.
I kind of think he should be part of it because let's get a deal done. Let's get them together and get the deal done and end this thing, and then we won't have to worry about it.
I know Europe's not a part of this get together. That's for sure. The rest of Europe.
Jeez.
And that's why they're meeting in Paris at the same time, saying, hey, what should we do? This Trump guy's different than that Biden fella.
And sadly, if British troops are involved, that gets us one step closer.
Oh, jeez.
Because they're such a close ally. And they've been with us on everything we've ever done, pretty much. Since 1990 anyway. So would we reciprocate that? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jeez. It's a little frightening. It gets you one step closer to World War III if Britain gets involved in this.
Right.
Because then you got the West.
Well, then you've got
NATO.
An attack on one is an attack on all.
Right. That's right. Yep. Ugh. The NATO alliance could kick in.
What did the founder say about foreign entanglements again? I can't remember. What you just said something.
Stay out of them. Stay out of them. They're none of our business. That's why we're separated by gigantic oceans on both sides. Man. Did you see the statistic about Joe Biden and the vacation days he took in his one term? Keep in mind, he was in office for 4 years. He took 577 vacation days.
Wait, what?
What is it? Is that a year and a half? Is that 18 months? So out of 4 years, he only did 2.5 in office.
And look how it compares to all these other ones as well. I mean, because let me get out of the way there. Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I want you to go to look at this here. Let's see. Donald Trump. What was I?
Trump was 381. Looks like 381 days off.
Yeah. So Biden 39%.
39%.
But what was it?
Wow.
Show you here. I had a fun.
Donald Trump 26%. Barack Obama just 11%. George W. Bush 35%. He's right behind Joe Biden. Holy cow.
So this is what I want to show you. Obama and Reagan took less days off over their 8 years in office than Biden did in his 4 years in office.
That's really something. Wow.
It's almost the same. Like his is
Clinton too?
Yeah.
Clinton only took 345 in 8 years.
Right.
Jimmy Carter took 79. He only had 5% of his presidency on vacation.
Well, hold on. For somebody that was working that much, Jimmy,
you sure screwed things up.
You focus, bro.
How could you have been so bad? We shouldn't speak ill of the dearly departed.
No. He's not. He's the 199, 360-year-old guy is, I believe, on the Social Security documents there.
All right. Well, good. I mean, he almost got to that. He must have been one of the oldest living Americans by the time he passed. All right. Did we mention the fact that Aaron Rodgers won't be back to the Jets next year?
No.
Aaron Rodgers won't be back to the Jets next year.
Full stop.
Full stop.
We got there.
Yeah, we did.
It was the only sticking point. They didn't want him to keep showing up on the old Pat McAfee show.
Yeah, that I don't think that was the only one. The bigger one, I would suspect, is the fact that he didn't have a great year. Although I looked at his stats, it wasn't that bad. He threw for 3,700 yards or something, and he had more touchdowns than interceptions. But they don't want him back.
All right. Well, I don't know who's going to want him, but...
I don't know who's going to want to quarterback the New York Jets. That's where quarterback careers go to die.
Yep.
Even Hall of Famers now. Future Hall of Famers. I mean, they have had 25 starting quarterbacks in 10 years.
Whoa.
25.
Whoa.
Now, some of those were like Zach Wilson's replaced by Joe Flacco, and then Zach Wilson's back. But 25 times the starter has changed in 10 years.
That doesn't sound like a stable organization.
No, it sure doesn't. You know, the Packers have had, 3 starting quarterbacks in 30 years?
You know,
since Brett Favre?
I am not happy with their success rate. It's too good.
It's amazing, really. It's amazing.
Sure is.
I was skeptical on the Jordan Love situation because he's from Utah State. But
at least you're honest.
He's worked
as
out
to
well.
why you weren't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, good luck to Aaron Rodgers. Maybe someone will sign him.
And then the other thing was Eli Manning was snubbed over the weekend for the Hall of Fame. He won't be a first ballot Hall of Famer. That kind of surprises me. I mean, then they went through some of the people who have been elected to the Hall of Fame that maybe shouldn't be. You know, people like Joe Namath, who had way more interceptions than touchdown passes, who had, really pedestrian kind of numbers. And yet he's in the Hall of Fame.
He's in the Hall of Fame, yeah. Eli Manning, of course, defeated the New England Patriots twice in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Oh, and he beat Peyton in that Super Bowl Sunday kicking contest. So, you got to add that to his
resume.
Yes. Shout out to Naomi Whitehead, the oldest living American.
Okay, what is she, 406 or something?
406 years old. You've got it. Yep. No,
Okay.
she's born in Georgia, lives in Pennsylvania. She's 114 years old.
Well, she's clearly not the oldest. We found out from the Social Security Administration. Well, we've got 369-year-olds.
Yeah, we got to find that person.
We do. I'd like to interview him. All right. See you tomorrow.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.